Hey everyone, welcome back to Bourbon Bums presented by Greene Valley Wine Spirits, 344 Commons Drive in Bolingbrook, Illinois. I am HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Master Taster Baloney, and we got my favorite release of the year. I hype it up all the time. It's Parker's.
The big boy
From
Heaven Hill release. I know there's a couple big boy Heaven Hill releases, but this is the one you look forward to every year.
This is the one that I look forward to every year, is the Parker's release.
Would you call it the head bottle in charge?
The head bottle for me, yeah. I mean, between this and some of the Russells, this is by far the ones I like to chase every year.
It's definitely an interesting release this year more than others.
Yeah.
So let's get into the
All
details.
right, so what is this one? This one is it's the 18th edition of Parker's. It's their first ever cognac finished single malt whiskey. All right. Kentucky straight malt whiskey finished in reconstructed heavy toast cognac barrels. 107 proof.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. So I got some notes here we're going to read off in a second here. 107 proof, MSRP is around 170, 180. I actually had to trade a couple bottles for this.
Yeah, you did a little.
I haven't seen it hit the Chicagoland market yet, so we're getting to you early, and we're hoping that this is the hype has lived up. And I kind of.
So would you trade a kidney or
a car
or what?
I had I got 2 kidneys, so figured they grow back, right?
Allegedly.
All right. So we got some notes here. We said 14-year-old malt whiskey, barreled March 2009. 128 malt whiskey barrels were dumped and finished in 56 larger reconstructed heavy toast cognac barrels for almost 4 months. All right.
Okay.
The original malt whiskey barrels are from the 4th floor of Rickhouse O and the 6th floor of Rickhouse Q. Once rebarreled, the cognac barrels aged in Rickhouse H1 on the 5th floor. All right, so there's moving shit along. I like it. Mash bill. 65% malted barley, 35% corn, about at 107 proof. Notes, velvety taste, molasses, bittersweet chocolate, followed with notes of clove and nutmeg on the finish. All right, so
we'll be the judge of that. Interesting because Parker's Heritage has released a malt whiskey before. It was a couple years, fairly, what do you think, like 7 years ago, I want to say? It's been a while. And I thought Heaven Hill was never going to do anything with those like batches anymore. And that's where you see this bottle behind you, Jason, the Rare Character Exceptional series. People went crazy for the last 2-3 years. That's Heaven Hill malt whiskey. So I have a feeling Heaven Hill said, they're getting all of the shine for our stuff. Why don't we do something with our own distillate?
And they're just going to take it and finish it in heavy toasted.
They had to do something different.
Yeah, they had to do something different. You can't just copy Rare Character, right? But even though it's your stuff.
Yeah, even though it's your stuff. But I'm excited about it. Let's give it a nose.
Oop, I flashed myself here. Oops. I gave myself a little facial.
It definitely smells like a malt whiskey finished in cognac. There's no, we're typically the bourbon bums. We like a lot of rye whiskeys. There's no rye, there's no bourbon.
No, it's single malt whiskey, so I do get some sweetness from the cognac on there.
The cognac is almost predominant in the nose. Mm-hmm. It almost smells like a little bit of like a ginger ale, or there's like a Spritey aspect to that, but then like the cognac just takes over.
I mean, if you like Hennessy, I mean, you'll probably love this, but no, the nose ain't bad.
The nose is different.
Yeah,
I can't pinpoint like any like actual like flavors or like.
I mean, it's what it's saying in the notes here. It said, let's see, rich velvety taste, flavors, molasses. Yeah, it didn't say anything about the nose. All right, we're gonna taste this in a second here, but before we got to pay some bills from our sponsor. Greene Valley Wine Spirits in Bolingbrook is the best liquor store in the southwest suburbs. Come see their newly expanded and remodeled location for all your liquor needs. They have a great craft beer selection, an ever-expanding portfolio of tequilas and bourbon, and a new wine rack showcasing the best wines around. And while you're there, stop by their newly added tasting bar to try all the Bourbon Bums store picks before you buy. That's Greene Valley Wine and Spirits, 344 Commons Drive at the corner of Route 53 and I-55 in Bolingbrook. And tell them the bum sent you. All right, thanks to Greene Valley. All right,
you
smelled it?
I couldn't figure out what I'm smelling. Let's figure out what we're tasting.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Okay. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good whiskey.
So I got this. I got this bottle. You're watching this now. I got this about a week ago. Had to try it right away, so I had some time to open up. So this is the first time I'm having it in about a week since we got it, and man, that changed. Like I remember the first time I got it, I got a lot of. It was very ethanol-y the first time. Now, little bit gone.
A little bit gone.
Little bit gone. Notes came out. This is very, very good.
All right, so taste. There's a good amount of like
I get a
plum,
lot of yes,
like a plum, kind of like a datey, almost like
dark fruit.
fig Newton, but not like the cookie aspect, but like whatever the fig aspect to the fig Newton.
Dark fruit, some spicing in there, some baking spice as well.
Yeah, something like off the wall though, like I don't know if you mentioned it in the notes, but like a nutmeg or something.
It did say
something like it's not like your black pepper.
Cloves, nutmeg on the finish.
There's
so
like a cinnamon aspect to it too.
yeah, I think that's probably the nutmeg we're getting there. Yeah, but this is it has a nice mouthfeel.
I get plum.
You get plum?
I get a little plum action.
I'm not a plum guy, so I wouldn't really know what plums taste like.
Feel it in the plums.
You feel it down in my plumes.
I don't know. Maybe we've gone too far with this.
Yeah.
There is, for being 107 proof, there's a punch to it. There's like a spicy.
It does not, like we say sometimes, like a higher proof does not drink like a higher proof. This is a lower proof that kind of like punches up, I would say.
Yeah. Like if we're doing these blind,
I wouldn't be able to tell this is 107 proof.
I would guess closer to like 115, 116.
Yeah.
Somewhere in like the middle teen proof.
It's punching up, and this had some time to sit, like, and open up. So, yeah, it's not subtle.
Man, the finish is super like leathery, tobacco-y.
Yeah,
like
it coats your tongue, like it's.
There's also a little bit of like the drying aspect to it, like smack your lips.
The tannins.
The tannins.
Yeah. All right, what are you grading it?
Man, it's tough to judge this specific bottle because we were huge fans of the last couple releases. The rye was really good. The double oak or the
10-year rye, and I have the heavy char.
The heavy char was really good. Different. This is completely different. Completely, I don't want to say out of left field, but it is also really different compared to the rare character because of the cognac aspect to it.
Yep. And the heavy char. So you get, I think that's where you get the tannins from.
You said from MSRP what?
180.
180-ish?
170, 180.
I'm gonna go B minus.
B minus, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a B on this one too. You know, I haven't done a lot of single malt whiskeys to know where I'm power ranking my single malts, except for like some rare character. But comparing it to other Parker, it's kind of hard because you're comparing it to other Parker's releases. So yeah, I'm giving it a B right off the bat. Maybe I'll come back and revisit it in a month and change my vote. But it, like we did, I think it was the Bardstown Amaru. I think that was a single malt too, like a.
Yeah, the Amaranth I liked because it was keeping me on my toes. I have a feeling a little bit of that is me ego. Like, this is, I don't have answers for this.
Yeah.
You know, if we drink a Russell's 15 leather and vanilla and caramel and all this is like a curveball. I can't hit a curveball. Maybe this is a knuckleball. This is a Tim Wakefield knuckleball of a whiskey.
But yeah, okay, so B minus B, it's very good. I will say, but if you have to really enjoy a single malt to, I think, really appreciate what this is. And I just haven't had enough single malts to really know what I'm getting at. Because, to be honest too, I'm not a big cognac guy. The flavors work for me though. Like, it's not something I'm not gonna like not want to drink. But I'm not a big cognac guy, and I'm not a big single malt guy. So my brain's kind of trying to like process what I'm going through right here, and it's like, it ain't bad, but like I can't really rank it as far as, like.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. I've never been much of the finished whiskey, especially when it's like wine or cognac or anything like that. And I always say, like, I think rye holds a finish better than like a malt or a bourbon. But yeah, I think a revisit is gonna definitely be necessary.
Yeah, and maybe a blind with rare character.
Yeah, that would be a good side by side. A little side by side action would be good. So that keep your eyes peeled for that.
All right, so that's 18th edition of Parker's Heritage Collection. This is Bourbon Bums presented by Greene Valley Wine Spirits, 344 Commons Drive, Bolingbrook, Illinois. Stop there for all your bourbon needs. Tell them the Bum sent you, and we'll be back very, very soon with another episode of Bourbon Bums.
Cheers.
Cheers.